Good morning. You're still watching the Breakfast Show on Business Day TV this morning. This is Business Morning segment on the morning show. I am Destiny Momoh. Thank you for starting your day with us. Right now, as we bring you clear data-driven insights into the forces shaping Nigeria's business and economic landscape, from policy shifts to market trends, we go beyond the headlines to actually provide their expert analyses and context you need to make informed decisions. Very quickly, let's move to the first conversation for today. Now, the real estate experts, one of investors' concern amid Ikota demolition plans, as the Lagos state government plans to demolish 38 houses built on water channels in Ikota, and is drawing strong reactions from the real estate experts. Stakeholders warn that the move, while aimed at addressing flooding and urban planning challenges, could deepen investor concerns in Nigeria's property market. According to industry analysts, uncertainty around land titles, regulatory enforcement, and recurring demolitions risk discouraging both local and foreign investors from putting funds into real estate developments. They caution that without clearer frameworks and stronger oversight at the point of property approval, confidence in the sector, this could weaken further. Now, experts also emphasize that genuine homeowners who may have purchased their properties in good faith must not be left stranded. They're calling on government to strengthen due diligence processes, enforce planning laws proactively, and also provide transparent compensation mechanisms where necessary. Now, joining us to dig deep into rising concerns of this development is Mr. Simon Adozi, the CEO at Azilion Homes. Good morning, Mr. Adozi.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. And good morning from wherever you're watching us. Hopefully, we'll have a good. Hopefully, we'll have a good discussion this morning.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, very quickly, from a real estate perspective, how do such properties get built on water channels despite existing urban planning laws?
Well, thank you. This is the question we've been asking because apart from being a real estate developer myself, I am the Secretary General of the Real Estate Association of Nigeria, Lagos chapter, and we've been having this discourse. You can every now and then, and we have identified two things, right? There is nobody to blame, right? Except for the parties that are involved. There's a government side and there's a developer side. There's people want to engage themselves in sharp practices, and whilst the other people want to make money from the ignorance or the awareness of the other people. But let me just put this thing in perspective, right? There's a place that you go to find out if a property is in a waterway,
Okay.
if a property is safe for investment, if a property is committed for environmental purposes and all that. But here is where it gets tiring. There are a lot of agencies that are involved in getting where you can get information. You can't get information from one source. So there's Ministry of Environment, there's urban and regional planning, there's building control, there's the people in charge of water, whether you need to dig borehole or not. There's safety. I can count like 10 of them on my fingers.
Wow.
Now, that's where it gets. There must be a loophole if you have to go through 10 agencies before you get information on a particular property.
Yeah.
There must be a loophole somewhere. Let's say one will give you an accurate result. Maybe one didn't give you something accurate. Yeah. So you always get a conflicting perspective. And that's where I think it puts people in trouble. And that's what we've been talking to government about, how they can harmonize this information, working with the real estate developers body to harmonize information. Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, what gaps exist in the land approval and also verification processes, that allow buyers to actually invest in properties later marked as illegal?
Yes, so I think that's one of the things I just touched now,
Yeah.
that the agencies are too much.
Okay.
We are looking for a way where we can just harmonize this information. If I want to buy a property, can I just, like it is done in other places, can I just put in the name of the property and get it and get all the information about that property from when it started, from the first owner, from the first home buyer, and all that? Can I just get that one information in one place? That is how to make sure that we block every loophole that is concerned with property development. And I'm sure anybody that wants to buy a property would have one place that they can go to and just find information about that property. Yes, thank you.
So now the prospective homeowners, how can these investors protect themselves from purchasing land or houses in high risk or illegal zones? Now you've touched a little on this, but can you
Yeah.
like go deep? Like, people will want
Mm-hmm.
to know. Nobody wants to put their money
Mm-hmm.
on things that they will later start regretting, because real estate is investment, and this investment these days are not just a small investment. They're not small money. I don't know if you
Yeah.
understand me. So,
Yes, I know.
what should they really do, please?
Okay, so first thing is conduct due diligence. Due diligence includes not just documentation, but visiting the site. Visit the site. The ones that they did in Ikota, and if the people had visited that site, they would have seen how close it is to the canal. And let me warn you, canal is not Lake View. Because maybe they must have sold it to them as Lake
Like
View.
view,
It
true.
is canal.
Yeah.
Lagos don't joke. We all know that Lagos don't joke with waterways. Why? Because Lagos, it's maybe 65-70% water,
Water.
and
Yeah.
we have to create waterways for water to flow. If not, Lagos will flood.
True.
And the viral videos of, see the Lagos you're talking about, see, and
Yeah.
all that. But we don't want Lagos to be, we don't want people to see Lagos like a place not to invest.
Yeah.
In short, Lagos still stands as the best place to invest in Africa,
Wow.
where
Wow.
you can get a good returns if you want a good real estate portfolio.
Yeah.
Lagos still remain number one place to do your investment. But so this is how you go about it. Do your due diligence. Due diligence in two places. Do your paper due diligence. Do your site visitation due diligence. Now also engage professionals. Take a surveyor to the particular site
Okay.
where you are buying that property. Let them pick a coordinate from that place and run it against the government system, because then you will see the right of way. You will see if the land is on standing on the right of way of government. Maybe they
Sure.
have a future plan. And one thing with government is, when you see something, when they say there's a road here, and you go there and there's no road,
Yeah.
please do not buy, because government can wake up 20-30 years from now and decide that, okay, there's too much traffic somewhere, so since we've created an avenue for road somewhere in the master plan, let us enforce it.
Okay. Wow.
You understand? So
Yes,
due
I do.
diligence is important.
Very, very important. Okay, so now what effect will this demolition have on property values around Ikota and even the nearby communities? And not forgetting that people that are already in this mess right now are actually holding the real estate experts that have actually sold these properties to them. And now they are searching and looking for different allocation for these people. So now, what effect will this demolition have on property values in Ikota and the nearby communities?
We have a housing deficit
Okay.
over 25 million. Over 25 million housing deficit. And we are even demolishing the one that so all the developers in Nigeria per se contribute less than 5 to 7,000 houses every year. So
Huge.
we have a 25 million deficit, and we are contributing, all the developers put together. The one that's nobody is building 1,000 units at the same time. So put all the developers together. This one is contributing 7 unit, 10 unit. This because we have this data from Real Estate Association of Nigeria.
Okay.
Now 7,000 per year, and we have a 25 million deficit. Now you are even breaking in you are even demolishing part of the 7,000 that we are contributing. What that means is that demand will increase,
Sure.
prices of property will go up, law of demand and supply will set in, prices of properties will go up. Now people are still buying properties around Ikota. Ikota is safe for investment, but don't just build on the canal. Don't build on waterways. And don't believe the moneyless that will tell you that, don't worry, we have spoken to government, and government said this is our land that we can sell it. No, no, no. Obey government first. Is a very good advice. Work with reputable developers
That's okay.
that know what they are doing, right?
Yeah.
And property value will still keep going up, whether there's demolition or not. And don't stay away, or don't be scared of investing in Lagos. Lagos is the number one investment destination when it comes to real estate. Just do it with the due diligence, work with reputable developers, and make sure you carry professionals and experts along when you are doing when you're buying your properties. And not just one professionals. You need a lawyer, you need an estate surveyor, you even need an estate valuer, and you probably need a real estate expert, maybe a realtor, when you are not on ground.
Okay. Now, you know that all these things happening will actually affect investors' confidence. And could
Yeah.
this also trigger stricter compliance and
Yeah.
stricter compliance requirements for developers? And
Mhm.
how might that also affect housing supply and costs?
Yes. Stricter compliance would probably slow down. So we have a system that is actually slow. Um, for us in the private sector that have private sector money to invest in real estate, for example, if I go to the bank to borrow money, and I have 12, 24 months to return back that money with 35, 36, or even 40% interest, you will believe that every investment that I will want to go into, I'll factor it around that time period. So what that means is that if it takes more than 6 months, which the case is right now, for me to get a proper approval before going to site, that means I will not be able to meet up with paying back my loan. So most times when people don't when people want to get into projects, they just delve into it, start building before they start going for approval, which is wrong. So we must
Wow.
put stricter compliance in the sense that for the buyers, there are certain documents you should ask for. Apart
Okay.
from asking for the title deed, ask for approval. An approval is not number. Approval can be verified at the Ministry of Urban and Regional Planning. When you leave Urban and Regional Planning, please also go to Building Control. When you leave Building Control, also go to Environment. These are very important ministries when it comes to. So there are four ministries now: land, where you verify the land. There's regional planning, where you verify what the use of that particular land is. There's building control, where you verify what is allowed to be built on that land. And there is Ministry of Environment, where you verify if you are not encroaching on government right of way for environmental waste disposal, or
Okay.
any of those things. So what stricter measures should be taken is that everybody should be fined. If you are in the system, the officer that signed an approval in the government system, right, and for a house that will be demolished, the officer that signed it should be fine. It should be, you should look for him, and also give him the same punishment that you give the developer, or you have already demolished the developer's house. So That's a huge punishment, but the officers should also be fined so that we have a check and balance kind of system of
Situation, okay.
strict measures for everybody that is involved in the value chain.
Oh, wow. Now, to what extent should developers be held accountable? Obviously, they should be held accountable. Like, when buildings are found in this kind of area. So when properties are built on restricted or unsafe lands.
Okay, so we as a developer body, apart from being a developer myself, developing houses and all that, we decided to self-regulate ourselves.
Okay.
Right. So first off, before going to the government, we have decided that we'll provide education and training for our people to make them so that they will be aware. We've decided to encourage them to promote best practices, not cut corners, even with the building materials and all that, because that's a potential collapse building. That's another topic for another day. And we are advocating for proper reforms. We are working, like I said, we're working with the government to harmonize information so that everybody can go to one place, have one specific information point where they can get, where they can protect their investment. But I tell you, real estate still remains one of the major contributors to Nigerian economy, and from the last quarter report, real estate is ranked, I think, number one in contributing to Nigeria's foreign direct investment, which means Nigerians in diaspora are ready to invest in Nigeria, but they just want a safe haven.
Exactly.
They don't want to be, they don't want to send their hard-earned money, and at the end of the day, they're hearing news of demolitions and all that. Demolition is not actually the first point of call when you if I would have to advise the government, demolishing a house does not mean the water will also flow. Yeah, so we can have discussion on this because people have invested in it, especially if people are living in it, and we can test if the house is safe, and if it's safe, you create a better channel for water to, but you find them and you make sure you generate revenue from them. Thank you.
Now, so without even mentioning names, part of what is also still affecting investor confidence is that some real estate companies, even without mentioning names, we hear they sell receipts instead of lands. So now, how do you make of this? Do you think that's a possibility?
It is a possibility, and I'll tell you why. I've been in the real estate space for quite a while, right? So in that case, there's government and there's developer. Yeah. Sometime ago in Ibejuleki, that was in 2018, before this administration came in. This administration has been here for like almost 7 to 8 years. Next election is okay. During the former governor, not this present governor, yeah.
Okay.
There's a title called Escission given to villages. And when you go to do due diligence in Alausa, then they will tell you that this land has a session file number, which means these people they have applied for a session and it will be granted. Right? So now that governor left. This governor came in and found out that there was no way that they could generate good revenue from a session. So everything became allocation. Now, mind you, based on that session file number, a lot of lands had been sold. So what this government did was to turn those lands into government allocation, which is not bad.
Okay.
The developer was just supposed to go back to the government and rebuy those lands, although they are more expensive. And that's where you have engagement with people that you have sold to and all that engagement. So that's why in the whole scheme of things, I'll say there's government and there's developer. Right? Yeah. So deal with reputable developers. People can sell. That's why it seems that people are selling receipts instead of land. They had land. They had land.
Okay.
in the beginning, probably from the process of not buying directly from government or not being able to engage with their clients and all that. They must have lost the land or something,
In the process.
and yeah, something is possible along the line. There's loophole in the system, and it's making some things that are impossible possible.
Yeah, that's true. So because of time, I want to quickly
Yeah,
ask you this last question. How do
yeah,
you access the balance of responsibility between government regulators, developers, and even individual buyers in this
yeah.
particular case?
Let's all stop pointing fingers to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, developer, do the right thing. Government, do, instead of being revenue generation mindset, be regulator mindset. That will help you stand in a proper light. So regulate the developers, and because there's tendency that everybody will call themselves developers, the buyer also need to be intelligent. So you see it, government stand as a regulator, developer stand as a follower of the rules and regulation. Meanwhile, whilst advocating for that, I would say buyers be intelligent.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Simon Adozi, for joining
Thank you.
Business Morning this morning. Thank you so much for your time. Mr. Simon Adozi
Thank you.
is the MD CEO at Dozillion Homes and the SecGen of a leading and a national real estate body. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Have a good morning.
All right, take
Oh,
care.
Business Morning will be right back after this break. Please stay with us. You're still watching the Breakfast Show on Business Day TV, and this is the Business Morning segment. Welcome back. Now let's move on to our second conversation for today. In our second Business Morning segment today, we are taking a closer look at how changing consumer expectations are actually reshaping the way brands communicate, sell, and also stay relevant in a competitive marketplace. And now, shifting consumer demands redefine market strategies. Across global markets, businesses are rethinking their marketing playbooks as consumers increasingly demand personalization, transparency, and value-driven engagement. And analysts note that traditional mass advertising is actually giving way to data-driven strategies that is focusing on customer experience and real-time responsiveness. In Nigeria and beyond, the shift is actually evident in sectors ranging from retail and fashion to technology and financial services. Consumers are no longer satisfied with one-size-fits-all promotions. Instead, they expect brands to understand their unique needs, embrace digital tools, and even take a stand on social and environmental issues. Experts say this change is being powered by younger, tech-savvy demographics and the rapid adoption of digital platforms. Companies that invest in analytics, influencer partnerships, and interactive campaigns are gaining an edge. Meanwhile, those slow to adapt risk losing consumer loyalty. And now joining us is Mr. Olauton Fawemi. He is a seasoned marketing communication professional. Good morning, Mr. Fawemi.
Good morning, Justin. It's a great honor to be here this morning.
So good to have you join us this morning. Now, talking
Thank you.
about brand and reputation and management. Now, in an era of social media activism, how should businesses actually adjust their communication strategies to protect brand reputation during crisis?
Well, thank you very much once again. It's funny that we are in a very interesting times, and everything has changed, especially from the days of COVID-19 till now. The strategies, marketing strategies, the way consumers consume news, the way they want to be addressed, the channels that we use, everything has changed. And it is only advisable that brands also switch, also understand dynamics of the present times, and then we have a shift towards what currently obtains generally.
Wow.
So now that social media activism has come, it is very, very important that brands are sensitive. Brands, we need to be, we need to hear what the people are saying
Okay.
as against being eager to sell. You
Sure.
know, I remember vividly during COVID-19, there was a particular brand that rolled out a particular product, and at that time they started to talk about it, and there was a backlash on social media, and it went really bad because at that time people wanted to feel that brands are being empathetic, they understand what they are going through, they want to be part of their pain,
True.
and nobody was actually expecting any brand to talk about products. So in today's world, that now that we have social media activism very rampant, my advice to brands generally is that we study the environment, and then by the time we are bringing out communication, we are not particular about what there's nobody really wants those hard sells anymore. Everybody now wants brands that care about them, that understand what they go through, and they bring out products or services that make life better for them. So I
True.
would say generally that
Okay.
as brands, we need to listen more. It's called social listening. We
Yeah.
need to do a little bit of research, ask questions. What are the pain points of people? How can we as a brand help them to be better rather than just put the products and services in their faces, and we want them to even bring out the money that they probably don't have to buy the product that we're trying to sell.
So now, what role does transparency play in building trust with stakeholders in today's competitive business environment?
Yeah. So transparency. So let me give an illustration, and this might be funny. In a relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone, uh, have to be transparent for the. I mean, we say that the foundation of every relationship is love, right?
Yeah.
But you can't love someone if you don't trust the person. Someone cannot love you if they don't trust you, and it's maybe somebody may not necessarily trust you if you are not transparent with them. If they have
Okay.
issues with you, like they think that, oh, you have skeleton in your cupboard, you are hiding something, the issue of trust will now be like, it will be shaky, right?
Okay.
So it is very important for brands to be transparent. And what we mean by transparency is stay true to your words. If you're saying that these products can help you to do this, let it be that. Let it be that is exactly what they will get when they
Okay.
get the product. Because in today's world, people work so hard, especially in this part of the world, in this country presently. There's a lot going on in terms of the economics and the economy and everything. So people are careful as to what happens to every kobo that they make.
True.
So when you make a brand promise, please stay true to it. If you say we are want to do this for you with our products, please do it. If you say our services is going to do this, please do it. Don't overpromise and under-deliver. Okay? So as long as you know what your product can do, and then you go into the media to communicate it, and people believe that, oh, that's what it's going to do, and they put their money into it, then when they use it, let it be that they get exactly what you have promised. That's the
Exactly.
only way to ensure that they trust you and they keep coming back for repeated patronage.
You know, you
Transparency is very key. We can't take it away,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
it's very important.
You just said something
Stay true to
about
your brand promise.
you said something about transparency. You made it
Yeah.
clear that people should not overpraise their product. The product should
Yeah.
actually speak for itself. The product itself
Yes.
should be result oriented enough for them to
Yeah.
know that, oh yes, they said this about this product and we're seeing it from using it. So
Mm.
now how can
Yeah.
companies balance profit driven messaging with authentic social responsibility in their marketing communications?
Hmm. Well, so the thing is, first off, there are two things, and I'll speak on one first. there's something we call the optics of communication. Okay? Optics in terms of what's the perception? What do people see? Every time they see your product, what do they think of? What comes to their mind? What's the image they have of your product? No, so that way it helps you to know how to position yourself. Perception brings positioning. If the kind of perception you want to give people is the kind of way you will position yourself.
Okay.
Okay. So when I said about not over promising, it means that you put the customers in perspective, even from the point of building your core values, your brand values. You're not thinking of the profit you want to make. You're not thinking of, oh, we are starting this. If a product or an organization starts with profit first, it's going to be harmful to that brand, because it should always be people first and not profit first. And when it is profit first, there's a way that the consumer would know, and they will feel like they can't trust you, because they will feel like you are all about yourself.
Yeah.
People
Well,
first.
that's true.
What they want to, what they need to, what they you see, the issue of money, right? People give money in exchange for value.
Yeah.
Okay? As an organization, if you give value and I am exchanging money for it, I want to see that you have my interest in heart first before you make that product. Now my interest, you want to make life better for me, so you have made that product. That interest is what what drove you, beg your pardon, to make that product in the first place. When I see that, I can trust that, oh, you're not after just making money, you are after giving value. And that is what will make me as a person to run after you as a brand, to say, oh, I want to stick to this brand, because they are not only out to rip people off, they are out to give them value while they get money in exchange.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
So
now,
that's the optics.
okay,
Sorry.
I agree with you completely on
Yeah.
that as well, giving value for money. Now, with
Yes.
AI and automation shaping content delivery, artificial intelligence and automation shaping content delivery, how should businesses evolve their marketing communication strategies so they can remain relevant?
I've heard people say that AI has come, many of us are going to lose our jobs. That's the mindset. Okay, AI has come. There's nothing we can't do anything about it.
True.
We have to accept it. We have to embrace it. I say it every time I go for trainings, train young people, young professionals, and when this topic AI comes up, I say AI is an enabler.
Okay.
AI makes life better for you. Here's the thing. I am a writer, I've written 3 books. I've written countless of articles on national newspapers and all of that.
Okay.
Some of us have been writing before ChatGPT came.
Yeah.
But bringing ChatGPT does not mean that we now depend 100% on ChatGPT to write for us, because I have been writing before it even came. Have I been using ChatGPT 100%? Yes. But have I depended 100% on it? No, because there's a human part to it, right?
Exactly.
You get the prompts. I mean, you get the results from ChatGPT. It can help you to structure it. It can help you to rephrase. It can help you to do all of that. But you have to put your own intelligence into it first before it make it better for you.
Yeah. Truly.
AI is an enabler. Learn to use it to make your work better. So, brands, if there were days when you would sit down and spend 1 week to create a full-fledged marketing communications plan, today you may need just a day or two. Why? Because while you're using your brain to bring out the ideas, there's AI that is helping you to flesh it out and make it look good.
Yeah.
But then you still have to lift it and make sure that you tone it, you make it your own. You bring it home and make it reflect your brand and what
Exactly.
exactly you want to do. So at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? What's the outcome? Okay, I'm coming from here, I'm going here. This is what I need in the journey. Then you call on AI to
Yeah.
come and make it better for you. So whether it is ChatGPT that you use or it is Canva that you use, those things are just supposed to make life easier
Easier.
for us. They are not supposed to take over completely while we
Exactly.
fold our arms and not do anything.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you still have to put prompts into them before they can do it. And
Exactly.
so it shows your intelligence would show when we see the outcome of some of the things that you bring out from the AI tools.
You've
So AI
actually,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Let's embrace it. However, let's understand that they are not coming to take over from us 100%.
yeah,
They are coming to help us to do what we do better.
yeah.
That's the point I always like to make clear to
I agree
everyone.
with you on that because so many times the AI, the chat GPT wants you to actually make them do more, not just to dwell
Yeah,
on just what they've given to you. That's very
exactly.
good on that. So now how do you see the rise of short form video platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts influencing corporate communication strategies?
Okay, Destiny, let me tell you the truth. Forgive me to say this. Gen Z to take over. Gen Z to take over. The young people have taken over.
They have
They
actually.
have a they have a different way of doing everything. They are
Exactly.
fast, they are sharp, they feel like most of the things that we used to do are archaic and they're boring.
Exactly.
And don't blame them. I probably felt that same way when I was growing up and I was listening to my father play some old music and I felt like, what's wrong with this man? There is R. Kelly, there is Cisco. Why not listen? Why are you listening to Ebenezer Obey and Orlando and all that? It's the
True.
same thing.
Yeah.
In the corporate world, they have better ways of doing things.
Truly.
They jump on trends, they make short videos to catch attention and everybody's watching. Let me tell you the truth. Attention span has dropped drastically.
Okay.
If you do content and you put it on social media, the first 5 seconds, if you cannot catch attention, they swipe. You know why?
True.
There are tens of billions of content waiting for them. So if
Exactly.
your own is not catching the attention in the first 5 seconds, they move.
Truly.
So that's it.
I
The
agree.
reason is because a lot is happening. A lot.
A lot.
70% of people who have, over 70% of people who have mobile devices spend between 8 to 10 hours on social media together a day.
Exactly.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of it, put it all together. Every one of us, 5 minutes here and there on Facebook, 10 minutes here and there on Instagram, 30 minutes here and there on TikTok. If you put everything together on all the social media platforms, over 70% of us spend between 8 to 10 hours on social media platforms a day.
Oh, true.
That's minimal. Oh. That's being modest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So there's a lot is calling for your attention. There's comedy, there is skits, there is news, there is sports, there is drama, there is movie, there is music video, and it's all over the place. There's dance trends, everything is just all over the place.
True.
So if you just make it short and simple, catch my attention, not just me,
Exactly.
everybody, the consumers. There's a lot calling
So,
for them on the phone. So whatever
exactly.
it is you want to say it quickly. Put it
Hmm.
there and let them get it and move.
Hmm.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
short form videos, because this generation is very visual. Go
Very,
and look
very.
at it. But you can put a whole textbook on Facebook. I used to write a lot on Facebook. A whole textbook, you can put it there. And back in the days, people will read and they will even make comments. These days, if you
Nobody
put
has
text
the
only on
time.
Facebook or any of the platform, you are wasting your time
True.
because people don't read. If you are putting text, add a visual, add a
Yeah.
picture or a cap, what you call this thing, a still image that you have made
Okay.
for that thing that you want to talk about, or do a short video. you have different apps that you can use to edit it. You have CapCut, you have Canva. It's easier now with AI. You can make these things and put it there.
Oh,
But the
wow.
most important thing is that you are putting out your communication in a way that they understand it and they can get it in the shortest time possible.
All right. So what innovative digital tools can businesses leverage to ensure consistent and personalized engagement with customers?
Okay, business tools. I think basically depends on what you do. Because of my own field, marketing communications, we're big on text, images, visuals generally. So if I mean for my field, you definitely must leverage ChatGPT
Okay.
for if it's better if you have the premium version
Mm-hmm.
because the free version is limited, and
Okay.
that's to help your content team or your PR team to be able to come up with very smooth and well written articles and posts. However, it will come out as rigid, and you can tell that it is not human. That's
Okay.
why you still need a human being to humanize it. Even though the AI will say that it can humanize it, but then I always still think that it is good you have a human being
Human. Okay.
who understands writing to
Mm-hmm.
look at it and bring it out in a way that you can almost doubt that it's written by ChatGPT.
Truly, truly.
If you have a graphics team, I would say that it is good that you leverage Canva for some simple designs. I like that people who are already familiar with Photoshop or Corel Draw, by the time they get on Canva, it is easier because
Okay.
you know layout, you understand layout, you understand
Exactly.
colors, and you can see what other people have done. It can inspire you to create your own. I use Canva. If I have a premium package on Canva,
Wow.
but I will never take a post on Canva and post it verbatim. I work very well with Photoshop, so it helps me to rearrange it and restructure it in such a way that by the time you see the one on Canva, you will not know that it's the same one that I used.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what I would say that brands can leverage this. There's Gemini for your presentations, there's Gamma. The list is endless. So just look at what you do and look for the AI tool that gives you that makes life easy for you. So the
Okay.
job that will take you a whole day to do before, you can finish it in 3 hours.
Truly.
Just put in the prompt, get the output, redo it, put your own thoughts into it, make it look good, and share with your superiors to review and make their comments.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's there all on Google. Search for it, look for AI tools that can help me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. You have a long list of it. Try
Okay.
it out. If it works for you, you can even go premium with it so that at the end of the day you're doing your job and you are doing it in a smarter way. These days it's not so much about working so hard, it's about working so smart. And AI can help you to do that.
I'm very, very sure that everything that I thought is what you've just put out there. Now, what lessons can businesses learn from recent global corporate scandals in managing their communications?
Okay, there are lessons to learn. I did speak about the optics initially. The global scandals are things that we see, and they help us to better understand how communication should be put out.
Okay.
And I will say to every brand, please be sensitive. Sometimes you're trying to speak on an issue, and unknown to you, you are being 100% defensive. Understand that as a brand, you have different stakeholders, and this is the core of public relations.
Okay.
People think that public relation is relating with so there's in PR there's something we call publics. It's a word, publics.
Okay.
Publics mean It actually means it's another word for stakeholders. So as a brand, you have the government, that's a stakeholder. You have regulatory bodies, that's a stakeholder. You have the media. You have internal stakeholders, which are your employees. You have your consumers or your customers or your clients, and
Okay.
so on like that are different stakeholders.
Okay.
What you say to the government is not what you say to your customers. People don't value PR, but this is where you really need to understand that PR is more than just writing press articles and putting in the newspaper. PR addresses and helps you to speak to these different stakeholders at different times in different ways.
Okay.
So it is a public relations person that understands that even if there is a scandal, there is a way to relate it to these different stakeholders.
Okay.
Yeah, we also have investors, they are stakeholders as well.
True.
So when you see global trends and global scandals, it helps you to know that, they say that my former boss, in the agencies that I worked for several years, he used to say that there are two types of brands, two types
Okay.
of companies. The ones that already have crisis and the ones that are about to have.
Crisis.
We can't run away from it. That's the truth.
That's the
Whether
truth.
internal, external, big or small. Crisis, even as human beings, we go to work every day, we see little crisis here and there. You get to your compound, your tire is flat. That's a crisis. And you have to solve it to go to wherever it is you want to go. So let's be prepared. I want to say to brands, please
Okay.
be prepared.
All right then.
Take public relations seriously. Take marketing communications seriously.
Seriously.
Don't think that, oh, as long as I have good social media pages and I have a good relationship with people in the newspaper, I can put a story in the news, and
Yeah.
that's the end of it.
Oh wow.
Let's not think like that. Let's understand that public relations is very important, marketing communications is very important, and let's invest into it so that at the end of the day, we are having the right outcomes and having the right perception for our brands.
So much we've learned from you today, so much professionalism and your marketing communication skills. Thank you so much, Mr. Fawemi. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us this morning in Business Morning
Thank
to give
you.
out this much information on how brands should go and grow. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Leslie.
Now that's it on Business Morning, your first stop for market trends and business insights. I'm Destiny Momoh. Stay tuned for big story and more updates right here on The Breakfast Show. Good morning.